Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, I do like the look of the very athletic Morgan Rogers. He's a very powerful ball carrier with the right intelligence to play in all advanced positions. He's someone who comes to life in and around the box, always asking for the ball, even in the most crowded places.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Tries to play it through. Played out towards the right wing. Martinez. Lewandowski running with intent. Looking for options for movement. Now, can they get him away? Dybala unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Fair to say, I think, a cautious start from both teams. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Beraldo. It's Pedri. Beraldo.
Well, both teams are proceeding with caution, but there's plenty of time to wait for some attacking purpose.
It's a good foot in there. That was good pressing, forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Mbappe. And it's Fascioli. And this is Lewandowski. Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Dybala is behind this one. Fascioli. Zielinski. Shot, surely! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Marquinhos. And Jamal. Some good work on the right flank here. Engages and forces him off the ball.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Jamal. So, what can they make of this? Haaland. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Mbappe. And it's Zielinski. And Fascioli. Zielinski. And here's Mbappe. Dybala. Looking to play it. Valverde! And he couldn't finish.
Valverde has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
And Martinez! He's done very well to get to that.
Martinez clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
That's the keeper's ball. Chelsea are looking to go forward now. Now that's been intercepted. Haaland. And Jamal. Valverde.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Lewandowski is offering a right smile there.
Oh, important interception. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. Ajax have the chance to go the other way. Stood up well to him there. Fagioli. And it's Dybala. Well seen, saw that coming. Yamal. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Dybala. He's a sharp little ball here. Valverde crosses.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. So very little to report. Nothing, indeed, in terms of goals scored.
Yeah, 0-0, but definitely not from the want of trying. There's been plenty of industry and hard work, as well as some good defending, so I wouldn't be too dismissive just yet.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Mbappe! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 2 then. There's the header! Superb goal!
Well, Peter, talk about how to make a difference. He made the best of this period when quite a few players had barely settled back into the game. Some brilliant work from the skipper here.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement.
Rodgers! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Oh, the pass was sublime. The finish was substandard. What a disappointment.
That is ended up in no man's land. Rodgers. Beraldo. He's had it taken off him. He's had a shot! Again, a brilliant save.
Martinez really must be thinking what more he could have done there. It's another inspired save.
And a header! And now a sudden chance to counter. Looking for the run. That's beautifully weighted. Bremer cuts it out. Turns back here, probably the best option. And that's going right the way across. Martinez is being harried and hassled.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Your impression so far, Jim?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
He is through here!
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Great vision. And he was quick to react. DiMarco. Ajax have kept their powder dry on the substitution front so far. Could that be about to change?
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
Yamal will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Now it's Zielinski. He's found a way through. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Yamal. Beraldo. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. And it's Pedri. Rodgers. Martinez. And it's Pedri.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Now it's Martinez. Just eases him off the ball. Threads one in. Oh, such a clever touch. Quick look, then plays it in. That's a decent clearance. Well, this could be it, past something close to a minor miracle.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
Shot a goal! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Substitution on the field. Number 10, Robert Lewandowski. Number 23, Dybala. Number 17,
In towards the back stick.
Number
That has been knocked clear.
Federico
He's
Valverde.
having a hit! He's got a goal! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming it.
And that's it. My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Fellow attendees of this
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Chelsea have gone with what looks like an orthodox 4-4-2, Jim.
I think it gets a terrible raw deal these days. It's deemed old-fashioned, outdated, but in truth, with the right personnel, it works just as well as any other system or formation. Success can still be had with it, and teams are still winning big trophies with exactly this setup.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's put paid to the danger. And now the breakaway. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. Valverde has got the wrong side of the referee and got himself a yellow card for his troubles. Barella. Rodgers. He's shifting through the gears here. It's a goal kick. Lobbed in behind. That's been cut out, well played.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Marquinhos. Now Beraldo. And here's Haaland. Lovely bit of skill. Can he finish? No, just not quite. Now it's Lewandowski. Can he get on the end of this? And he's intervened well there. Yamal makes a dash for it. Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival. Ah, that's a fine interception. Zielinski. Marquinhos calmly anticipates. Rodgers. Martinez. Chance! Goal! Ajax!
Oh, what a lovely exchange, Peter. I mean, he did the give and go, and that's just a lovely return ball. The weight of it was absolute perfection.
The first breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Chelsea are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Well read, nice interception. Now it's Lewandowski. He shifted it to the flank. Barella. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Yamal in with the challenge. Beraldo. Nice looking ball. Barella. Rodgers. Mbappe.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
That's really well manoeuvred.
Mbappe!
Oh, That was a brilliant save.
Mbappe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Chelsea with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. There's the header! Oh, crossbar! And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Rodgers looking to receive it in space. He's found a way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
And a chance! Not a bad try by any means. Now it's Haaland.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Valverde. Valverde going forward. That's a good run down the left. Barella. And the referee has blown for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
And a quick
What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another, and we know it's an awful long way back.
Ajax leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. Ajax currently ahead by the smallest of margins. And it's Barella. Yamal. Can he get it through? Barella. Lewandowski. And it's Dybala. Dybala. And here's Mbappe. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Di Marco. Now Beraldo. Barella. Now it's Martinez. Nicely aimed pass. Lewandowski going after that. Pass is just off target. Ajax just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Now, can they get him away? Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Martinez being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Looking for options for movement.
Chelsea really are going about things in the right fashion, Peter. It's great to see.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
It's Lewandowski! It's in! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser!
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now. Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Substitution on the field. Number 23, Dybala.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Number 17,
Chelsea restore parity.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Number 24, Ferran Torres.
Rafael Leao played out to the left flank.
Bellingham.
Now it's Rafael Leao.
McTominay.
Oh, he's been caught on it here.
Great.
Great chance! Oh, that was no routine save.
Rafael Leao clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Substitution on the field. Number 10.
Well,
Robert
height could make
Lewandowski.
all the difference
Coming
on
to
these set
replace
pieces.
him is number 9, Erling Haaland. Substitution in progress.
Way through, so back it comes. Chance for a shot! Goal! Ajax! Into the lead once more. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it. And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Ajax with the lead.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And it's Fascioli. Tries to play it through.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Goes for a shot! And that's a tidy finish. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Ajax are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So the lead now, De Bruyne! Oh, good finish! Any deeper thoughts about that goal?
Yeah, I think it was going to take something very special if the keeper were to get down and claw that out, Peter. It's a quality goal.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
McTominay, well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Very much into the last knockings. Now it's Ferran Torres. Bellingham. Great vision.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Great defending, strong and determined. Bruno Fernandes.
4
No
added minutes
unnecessary
has been
risks,
indicated.
and the game is petering out here. The muscular approach does pay off here. Ferran Torres running with intent. Rashford. And here's the chance to counter. Rashford venturing down the left. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Ajax have emerged victorious in this match of thrill. Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. We are just getting started. Chelsea have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course, so with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And of course, the right service into the box.
Yamal. He's picked his way through. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
He's found a way through. Could be danger here. What a throw in. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski. He's just about the perfect all-round striker. Not least because he can finish equally well with both feet, Peter. It's not all about his finishing, though. He's always on the shoulder, looking for that ball in behind, and that prevents the opposition defence from getting too high or, indeed, getting too comfortable.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. Van Dijk.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something explosive.
And it's Barella. And here's Haaland. Haaland! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Bremer tries to clear.
Haaland really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And here's Haaland. Now it's Haaland. Shapes to shoot! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Great stop from the keeper. That was something else. He's definitely coming out on top at the moment.
Very nicely done. Now this could be a chance. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. Now it's Mbappe.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Lewandowski. Shot a goal! They score! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
The first breakthrough.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Beraldo. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Can he get it through? And he was alert to it. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Haaland.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
That pass has been well intercepted. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Rodgers. Picked out brilliantly. Oh, now he can... And the shot! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
And that's not going to trouble anybody. Mbappe.
Ajax truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival. Judge, surely!
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Oh, great leap! Not a bad try by any means.
Haaland certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Mbappe, and the shot! And he hits the net! And this is getting better and better. So smooth, a signature finish.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Chelsea are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up. I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
Searching pass he's played there. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Barella. That is good strength. Barella ploughing through the middle. And that signals the end of the first period.
Well, the second goal certainly came as a welcome surprise, Peter. So late and so potentially destructive.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Well, both half-time team talks will undergo change now. One will be solid, the other needs to be pretty inspiring.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
And he was quick to react. Now it's Martinez. And he's been shifted off it. And no, that was never going to make it. Fagioli. And it's Dybala. Rodgers. Well, that looks a decent ball. He's beaten the last man. There's the shot! Yes! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. And now the breakaway. Great vision. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Can he finish? And it's in! They're back within reach! Well, it would have been harder to miss.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
So could they be onto something here? Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Spread to the right. Aims beyond the defence. So what can they make of this? Well, that's beautifully weighted. And here's Mbappe. Valverde. Fagioli. And it's Dybala. And it's made its way to him. Yamal.
This is the time you need that pace.
Haaland under intense pressure.
Yeah, and what they've got to realise, Peter, is that they won't get away with excessive force for long, so they're running a fine line now.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Substitution on the field. Number 10.
So we have movement on both benches.
Number 4, Federico Valverde.
Now, can they get him away?
Number 17,
Ajax
Zielinski.
still have the cards to affect
Number
this game.
23,
Oh, that's
Dybala.
fabulous. Bruno Fernandes tries a shot!
Number 24.
And needless to say, that deserved better.
Number
That's
20,
really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay on side.
Number 11,
Samba gets his hands on it,
Substitution in
and the
progress.
danger is averted. And now they can spring out of defence. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Chelsea clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Well, it's Yildiz. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And he's certainly onside here.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
De Bruyne making good progress on the right-hand side. That's tidy. Oh, super ball. Nicely spread. De Bruyne delivers. Easy enough for the goalkeeper.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
He's looking wide. Can he get on the end of this? This looks promising. Great chance! That's a decent clearance. Now it's Yildiz. Tries to play it through. Llorente. Now it's Ferran Torres.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Well, good play on the left-hand side here. He is through here. Now it's Llorente. Chance for a shot! Little doubt, that is a foul. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
Di Marco to Bruno Fernandes. Rafael Leao.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Thuram takes a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Cleared without hesitation. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle.